Now everybody's doing WrestleMania picks, but look no further because this is going to be the last one, because just like the final boss says, I'm about to drop some gospel on you. We're here for a good time. Here we go with my WrestleMania 40 picks. So we're starting off with night one. We got Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. Now originally what I thought this was going to be was Rey Mysterio and Carlito versus Dominic Mysterio and
Santos Escobar.
But that didn't happen, and it almost seemed like Carlito got slighted, which was very interesting to see. But instead they chose Dragon Lee. I wasn't crazy about it, but I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to build him up to be the next Mexican lucha wrestler, basically trying to put him up as Rey Mysterio's prodigy. And honestly, I don't think that they're going to get this win. I think they're doing this to get Dragon Lee on the big stage, which is great. But I think that Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio deserve this win, and I think they need it much more. Rey is there to take the pin. I think that's pretty clear. So somehow, some way, Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio are going to win, and Rey is going to take the pin and almost pass the torch to Dragon Lee. God, this is itchy. I need to take this off. Hold on. Don't want to ruin the old flowers because that's very important to keep. So we're going to put this away. Now we have Jade, Cargill, Naomi, Bianca Belair versus the Kabuki Warriors and Dakota Kai. And I feel like this match can go in so many different ways. I feel like something has to happen here. Unless they really just plan on trying to just squash the Kabuki Warriors, it wouldn't do Damage Control any good whatsoever. They've teased the possible Bianca Belair betrayal on Naomi because she's been frustrated that she's siding with Bayley. So who knows what's going to happen, but as of right now, the way it stands, if no one turns on anybody, I totally see Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill just winning this outright and just beating the Kabuki Warriors in Damage Control. Now we're on to the six-pack ladder match, tag team champion challenge, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be 12 guys in the ring. Night one's car crash, so to speak, and I feel like that's the way they're going to go. It's between Awesome Truth, A-Town Down Under, which is a fire name, by the way, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, The New Day, DIY, and Judgment Day's Finn Balor, and the worst and dumbest Money in the Bank winner of all time, Damian Priest. Damian, man, I know it's not your fault. Just the main event scene is very hot right now, but you're screwed up and they're making you look stupid. I think this is a match for many reasons. One, I feel like they want to get a lot of guys on the card and be able to showcase some of their stuff. It's going to be a ladder match, so there's probably going to be some crazy spots. And I think they're setting this up to be able to split the titles. And I feel like everybody's saying that, and I think it's true. Because why not have the titles split now? It'll help the entire tag division if each show has a champion, because having them on one show kind of sucks. And please, God, change the damn titles. And I feel like they could do it in a funny way because of Awesome Truth. So if they just pull down one, I think Awesome Truth is going to win at least half of the titles. And then maybe A-Town Down Under wins the second one, or I could totally see Judgment Day just retaining just one of the championship belts. Judgment Day gets the other titles. Now we have the third ever brother versus brother match at WrestleMania. We had one at WrestleMania 10, we had one at WrestleMania 25, and now we have one at WrestleMania 40. One of my biggest complaints about this match, other than the build itself, because it has so many years built into it, so it almost doesn't need a huge build-up, but I feel like this match deserved and should have been a tribal combat match. Having Jimmy and Jay have the same moveset and just in a regular one-on-one, I'm not crazy about that. It'll be a good match. Hopefully it's a good storytelling match, and I hope that the years of build-up to this, even though it's been lacking the last couple months, and it honestly kind of hasn't made sense as to why they're feuding in the first place. It makes sense, but it doesn't in the short term. It makes sense in the long term, but this match was perfect for tribal combat. I'm surprised they didn't do it, but I do think Jay is going to come out on top as main event Jey Uso. Yeet, all that. I think Jay wins this one, looks strong. Now we're on to Gunther versus Sami Zayn. And I know it's a match that not a lot of people wanted. We all wanted Chad Gable, which I'm here for. But I think they teased some sort of Chad Gable's jealous, Chad Gable's frustrated with Sami. And while I think he's going to be involved in some type of way, they've been teasing a lot of possible turns, and I think they're doing that for suspense. It would be pretty cool to see Chad Gable turn on Sami Zayn for this one. It'll give them something to do until Clash of the Castle. There's no way in hell that Sami Zayn is going to beat Gunther at WrestleMania. I just don't see it. I think they're going to hold off until at least Clash of the Castle. I think a triple threat match would have been perfect, but I guess it wasn't in the cards this year for some reason. But I'm going with Gunther on this one. Next is the WWE Women's World Championship match between Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. This is a match that I could understand if either person won. Rhea has built up to be the top women's superstar in WWE. She clearly has the #1 title on the women's division, and I think she's doing an excellent job as being world champion. It's almost like the passing of the torch, the old school versus the new school, and I think that Rhea Ripley's going to come out on top. I think it makes more sense for Rhea Ripley to win this match. I think going forward, they want to keep pushing this new generation. Rhea Ripley's the top star. Rhea Ripley is legitimately a star, and I think they want to keep pushing that and pushing that forward, and I agree with it. Give me Rhea Ripley on that one. And now we're down to the main event of night one, quite possibly the biggest WrestleMania main event of all time in terms of paper, and easily the best built WrestleMania main event of all time. It's been building since January, but realistically, this match has been building for 2 years. Ever since Roman Reigns called himself the Tribal Chief, and ever since Cody Rhodes returned to AEW. What the fuck? And ever since Cody Rhodes returned to WWE, having that match last year, it was only a matter of time before The Rock got involved in this Tribal Chief story. And the fact that they're now on the same side, The Rock is a heel in 2024, a man who people were clamoring to be president of the United States of America. The fact that he went back to WWE and turned heel and is now easily the biggest heel in the company, being the final boss, is insane. And we lucked out. We were able to see Seth Rollins be in a main event with Roman Reigns. And we could see Seth Rollins compete against The Rock, just like Cody Rhodes. It's been awesome. The build has solely been around The Rock and Cody Rhodes, which I do think there's a match down the line. It's going to be interesting to see how they do this match because they want to still keep the story pushing for night 2. But I do think that the bloodline and The Rock and Roman Reigns is going to come out on top with Cody Rhodes getting pinned. And it's going to enable night 2 main event Bloodline rules.
Will you shut the hell up?
And I think The Rock is going to pin Cody Rhodes. I think that's the way it's going to go. I wonder who's going to get involved in the night 1 shenanigans because night 2 is going to be crazy and we're going to get to that. And now we're on to night 2 with the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. Can they get a damn tag team name together? I need a faction name for them. I'm tired of calling them the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. Just call them something. But anyways, they're going to fight the Final Testament in a Philadelphia street fight. And I'm kind of annoyed that they gave the street fight to this one. And I'll tell you why later. I'm surprised they went with the street fight with these guys. But I think this is going to be the night 2 car crash moment of the night. This is the match that's going to just be hard-hitting, fast-paced, maybe 10 to 15 minutes of just chaos. I don't know who should win. I feel like both teams could actually benefit from them. But because Final Testament's been screwing with the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley for the last couple weeks, I could totally see the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley winning. Do you see how annoying that is? But I think Final Testament needs it more. Karrion Kross has never really sold anybody. He's been kind of up and down in WWE, and I feel like he could totally use this victory to help the Final Testament go forward. But give me the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. Actually, check that. I'm going to stand on what I believe, and I'm just going to say the Final Testament. I feel like they could use the win more. And now we're on to LA Knight versus AJ Styles, and this is the match where I feel like there should have been some sort of stipulation, some sort of Extreme Rules, street fight, whatever you want to call it, because this feud is now reminding me of Triple H versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania 25. They had an awesome build-up where it was intense. You had a home invasion leading up to it. You want blood, you want chaos. And I feel like there was a stipulation right there waiting for them, and they just didn't get it. They're going to have a match, no stipulations, just straight up one-on-one, which is totally fine because AJ Styles is one of the best workers WWE has, one of the best of all time in terms of in-ring talent, and he's going to make LA Knight look good. And I think LA Knight needs this win way more than AJ Styles ever will. AJ Styles is a legend, certified Hall of Famer in so many different wrestling companies. AJ Styles could lose and still be okay. LA Knight, on the other hand, needs this win. I've made a video about it already. People think that LA Knight fell off. They think his momentum has slowed down, and I agree. I don't think he's fell off, but his momentum has totally slowed down so much. He had a meteoric rise all year, and right after Crown Jewel is where it kind of faded away a little bit. He wasn't on TV as much, wasn't cutting as many promos. I think they've done not a great job of handling him leading into WrestleMania season, and I think they've done a good job leading up to this match, but in total, this match has only had a couple minutes of screen time each week. I'm going with LA Knight on this one. LA Knight's going to beat AJ Styles in his first WrestleMania. Yeah. Now we have the triple threat match for the United States Championship with Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. And I think it's pretty clear here. Logan Paul's been promoting SummerSlam in Cleveland. He's going to be an important piece of SummerSlam. I don't see Logan Paul losing this match, even though it was supposed to be LA Knight, which I'm still salty about. Logan Paul is going to beat both of them in some type of way. Maybe A-Town Down Under gets involved, which would be cool. I like their little stable they have. It's not a stable, but it's a stable. I like what they have going on. Logan Paul is going to win in some cheap way. He's probably going to pull out the brass knuckles. Someone's going to get involved to make Logan Paul win. So I think Logan Paul is taking this home, and he's going to be champion for quite a while. So get used to it. Now we're on to the WWE Women's Championship match between Io Sky and Bayley. I think this one is pretty clear, honestly. I do feel like Bayley's just going to straight up win. I don't think that WWE did a great job with Io Sky after she became champion. Everybody wanted her to cash in her Money in the Bank, and after she did, I feel like she had very limited matches. They haven't done a good job building her up to be a legit WWE champion. That's just my opinion. That's what I feel. I feel like they didn't do a great job. Bayley would do a better job at elevating that title. And I don't think it's necessarily Io Sky's fault. I just think they just didn't do a great job with her being a champion. So I'm going with Bayley. Now we have the WWE Men's World Heavyweight Championship match between Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. Seth Rollins is probably going to be pretty banged up leading into night 2. Throughout this whole year, they've talked about Seth Rollins' back, and then he legitimately got hurt with his knee. Seth is really feeling it after the night 1 main event. Maybe they beat the hell out of him to where he's barely able to compete in night 2. Drew McIntyre is a powerhouse. Drew McIntyre is going to be fresh and ready to maul the hell out of Seth Rollins. Seth is going to do his champion babyface things. He's going to put up the best fight he possibly can, but Drew McIntyre is going to beat him. So congratulations, Drew, because you're going to be the new World Heavyweight Champion. Rightfully deserved. Drew McIntyre is my favorite heel right now. His character is like an internet troll, and it's awesome. I love it, and I think it's well-deserved. He deserves that moment because he got screwed over during the COVID year, and I think he's going to be a great heel champion. And then eventually we're going to get the CM Punk feud that we've all been waiting for because it's going to be freaking awesome. My only curiosity is CM Punk going to get involved? I don't know because obviously he's injured, so I wonder what they're going to do with that. Maybe they get a little face-off after, but we'll see. But right now, give me Drew McIntyre. He's going to be the new World Heavyweight Champion. And now we're on to the main event of night 2. You got Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes 2. And I'm going to say something right now because I have a lot to say about this match. I've been on Twitter for a while. I've been on Twitter reading people's predictions. There's just some really, really bad takes on the internet, and it's hard to ignore, but my God. Somebody even said that Philly was a bad location for WrestleMania 40 because it's not a good wrestling city. What? Some people just should have their phones taken away. But people are saying that there's no chance in hell that Roman Reigns loses because in his documentary, he said if he's not champion, he doesn't want to work anymore. They're working you right now. Roman Reigns will still be there. I can promise you that. It's going to be bloodline rules. And the people that have been clamoring about, I miss the Attitude Era, I miss the good old days, we're going to get that on the Night 2 WrestleMania. So if you've never lived the Attitude Era, if you've never experienced it, get ready because the Attitude Era is coming, and I promise you that right now. This is not going to be one-on-one. This is going to be bloodline rules. It's going to be absolutely chaotic. There's going to be 17 million run-ins, and there's even been rumors of John Cena and Stone Cold Steve Austin returning to help Cody Rhodes. And I know there's going to be so many people that are going to be pissed off about that, especially Roman fans, because they're going to be like, well, they're not even part of the story, so why does it matter? That makes no sense. It's stupid. You're going to hear it all. Trust me. But I'm going to say right now that it so makes sense because those are The Rock's 2 biggest ops, John Cena and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I swear to God, I know they're rumors. If I'm there and that glass shatters, my soul is going to leave my body. If I get a face-off of The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, my 8-year-old self is going to explode. Especially if you told me 1 year ago, 5 years ago, 15 years ago, even 20 years ago, that you're going to go to WrestleMania, kid, and you're going to actually see The Rock in person, and you're going to be rooting for Cody Rhodes, and you're going to be rooting for John Cena, and you're going to be rooting for Stone Cold Steve Austin against The Rock. I would have spit in your face. Like, you don't understand. One, this title, it says The Rock on it. This is a shirt from 2001. I still have it. The Rock is my favorite. There's no doubt about that in my mind. But Cody Rhodes deserves this. It's time to crown a new champion. Cody Rhodes is going to come out on top some way, somehow. This is Avengers Endgame. They're pulling out all the stops. You want Attitude Era? We're going to get it at night 2 because everybody's going to be involved. It's going to be absolute chaos. You're going to be like, what the fuck is happening? And I'm just going to tell you right now, welcome to the Attitude Era because this is how it is all the time. It was never a simple, clean, easy story. It's going to be chaotic. Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to hate it. And I already know that's coming. The story leading up to this itself is a story within itself, if that makes sense. I don't think Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns need a lot of time together to tell this full story because it's already been told. It's just time to crown the new champion. It's time to crown Cody Rhodes as the top guy and have a champion that's actually there more than Roman Reigns is. And that's not even a fault to Roman Reigns. I think it's time for a new era. And I think that's Cody Rhodes. And I have a feeling that we're going to get some type of post-Marvel Endgame where it's not as good as it was because this build has been phenomenal. But it's time for a new wave. It's time for a new era of movies, if you want to put it that way, if you want to use the Marvel reference. And some people are like, well, the Tribal Chief needs his title. That's the whole point. That's not the whole point. And if you think that's the whole point, you're wrong. You're dead wrong. The Tribal Chief in itself is its own title. The WWE Championship is just an addition to that, and it makes the title important. So important that it's gotten me to root against The Rock. I want Cody Rhodes to win, and I think night 2, he's going to win. The story to be told after Roman loses his title, it's right in our faces. They've been building this for weeks because The Rock didn't call himself the final boss for no reason. The final boss, in my opinion, is a bigger title than the Tribal Chief. So when Roman loses his title and disappoints the final boss, That's where the tension comes in, to where maybe down the line, or maybe the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, Roman gets kicked out of the bloodline. And we're going to have something that's going to be a really cool moment when you really put everything into perspective. The best money right now is to have The Rock stay heel and go into WrestleMania 41 as the biggest heel in the company. And whether The Rock kicks Roman Reigns out of the bloodline the same night, the night after WrestleMania, or 6 months from now, he will lose his title of Tribal Chief. And the whole story is now Roman Reigns fighting The Rock, getting back his Tribal Chief title, and we can go full circle and have Roman Reigns be cheered as a babyface versus The Rock at WrestleMania 41. Think about that. Think about WrestleMania 33, 34, where everybody just fucking hated Roman Reigns. Could not stand him. And then he became the Tribal Chief, and everyone loved him. To then be kicked out, lose all of that, and the fans actually get behind Roman Reigns, and they get the feud of a lifetime in The Rock and Roman Reigns for the title of the Tribal Chief. I think that's a way better story than just, yeah, The Rock's going to show up and I'm just going to challenge you because it's a big money match. Fuck that. You want a real story? The real story is the final boss kicking out Roman Reigns, taking the Tribal Chief title from him, and then trying to keep him away, and Roman fights back to get his family back, and we're all behind him cheering him on. So that's my prediction. Cody Rhodes wins night 2. There's going to be absolute chaos. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, because this has been an absolute ride. The last couple months has been amazing, and I even pivoted my whole channel to talk about wrestling. And the last 4-ish months, 4.5 months, has been an absolute blast. I've had so much fun creating wrestling content and creating things that I actually enjoy talking about, and I never thought I would be here. So I have to say thank you to you guys so much, because it's been so much fun. This build-up has been amazing, and it's just such a good time to be a wrestling fan, because it's been nothing but fucking hyperspeed, amazing, awesome, crazy shit. If you're going to WrestleMania, leave a comment down below or DM me on Instagram at @TheMikeSanchez_, because I'd love to do some type of small meetup. I know I only have like 1K subscribers, but it would be cool to meet some of you, and we're going to have a blast. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.